is licensed games. Me in particular, during the PS2 era, that is what I like to refer to as the era of great licensed games. Mm-hmm. So my question, y'all, is this is actually question of the week. What are some of your favorite licensed games? Eventually, I'm going to figure out something.
I have some good ones.
Okay.
Let me tell you.
When you say it, be sure to say what console generation they're from.
Yes. So I believe these are all PS2.
Okay.
Yeah, they're all PS2. Because that is interesting. I can't really name a lot of good.
That's the thing. After the PS2 PS3 era, it's like, what good licensed games were there?
I was gonna say Afro Samurai for PS3, but that game is atrocious.
The Amazing Spider-Man 2, the movie game.
Oh my gosh. So I'll just go. I have a couple. I'll just name off. Spider-Man 2, arguably one of the best superhero games ever made.
Iconic.
It did such a good job of like,
hey, Spider-Man, give me the pizza.
Yeah, it did.
You know what I really wish? I wish the girl would hold on to her freaking balloon. Remember times you got to get that balloon for that little girl?
I did find it funny, like on that game, you would walk around New York and like there'd be like how bad the animations were. They'd be like, "There's a guy hanging on top of a building. Help him!" And he'd look up.
Spider-Man.
No, they would have hilarious.
Spider-Man, you gotta do something.
They would have hilarious voices. They'd be like he'd be hanging on. I was like, "Oh, I got myself in a pickle," and then it cut to like just you like having to save him. But I love Spider-Man 2. Did a good job of like tying in like scenes of the movie, but also having like its own thing. Like he had to fight Shocker, Mysterio. I think there's like a scene like when he like pushed Mysterio in like a grocery store. And
you're going to a grocery store,
like a gas station or something,
and he has like 12 health bars, and you're like, holy crap. And he's like sitting there floating. He's like, I will defeat you, Spider-Man. And you go and you hit him once. He's like,
it's like a fish. Yeah, it's like a fish bowl.
It's like a nerdy guy. He's like, oh, you hit me.
Yeah.
Super funny.
I love that. Another one, Hulk Ultimate Destruction. Ultimate Destruction?
Hulk Ultimate Destruction.
Bro, you can literally.
We're taking all the good ones, man.
I just want to say, you grab a car and turn them into boxing gloves.
We talked about this.
We did talk about this
a while back.
If that's not the coolest thing ever in a video game, I don't know what is. Like,
it's
are
really
you
awesome.
kidding me?
And you just punch things.
You can grab the tank, like top of the tank, and just start using it as like a
bat.
hammer.
Yeah.
Whoa, that game was nuts. I would love a
Dude, there were skins that like you could have like Hulk in like American like shorts, or like he can just be like a human. I got the human skin, so I was basically just a human acting, just like throwing tanks.
Yeah, and they added like just little trials of it was like run X amount
like
of
speed
distance,
trials,
and stuff like that. And I would always try to beat him. Like
my favorite thing was punting cars. There was like a combo. It was like square, triangle, or something like that. You just punt a car or a tank and just launch it. And I love doing it to people.
Yeah. My favorite thing was like you grab like those giant gorillas, like the balloon gorillas, and you can like use them as parachutes.
I
you can sit there and start
those.
banging them on the ground.
Holy crap!
Like, I don't
that
understand.
game was fantastic.
I use them as a parachute, and then once you hit the ground, you're holding in his hand, and now you can just use it as a giant club, even though it's an inflatable,
just smashing a gorilla.
Inflatable gorilla.
It's like
just
that
like
should
break
pop.
car, break car, build.
I love how ridiculously over the top the traversal was. Like when you ran on a building, like it was literally like freaking 4 inches into the wall, like each time, like someone's dying every time you ran across the window. But that game and my final game is The Matrix Path of Neo. I had a very distinct memory of being obsessed with The Matrix. Like as a kid, I remember I got the box collection of all the movies for my birthday one time. Watched them daily. I was obsessed with The Matrix. Then I saw that there was a game out. And I'm like, I had no idea like there was one for a PS2. I get it. Sure enough, it's like this very well-made Matrix game that happens to like tie in like direct scenes from the movie, but also kind of expand on the world.
Was the combat cool and karate-like?
Yes,
like
and that's the thing. Like you would actually learn bullet time. You would learn all these combos, and you would like I remember a big part of like the movies were like training, and like with this game, like you actually there was full missions that you trained in. So like your combat one was like this pseudo kind of like vintage samurai
it's
film.
It's in the movie where they're in like the dojo, or whatever, and they're fighting. I've seen that where they're like going through walls and stuff in the game. And it's like that looks pretty dope.
And there's the whole part of when Morpheus is kidnapped. You go through that whole scene of like having to fight your way out, and like they do that really boggled my mind because like. I was thinking, dang, like they really put that much effort into this game, and like, and I think that's a very underrated game as well. Sure, it had a couple goofy scenes, but like for a licensed game, managing to like not just rehash the story of the movie,
and not just be crap.
Yeah, and like you get like the final boss with like Smith in the rain, like you get the entire trilogy in that game, and it's kind of a beefy game for a PS2 one. I think it's very underrated, but yeah, those are my licensed games, like my favorite ones.
Clark. You got any licensed games?
Yes.
That you loved? remember to tell us what console generation they came from.
You're asking too much from me. But which one? Star Wars. Which one came like around 2008?
Oh,
Force
The
Unleashed?
Force Unleashed.
That game
yes.
was dope.
That game was great,
cool.
And
That came
when that came out, that was like that would been
generation.
PS3,
Yeah, that'd be
Xbox 360. So yeah, that game, great licensed game. That had a lot of fun with that game. Came from a Star Wars, and then another said that like I kind of y'all said that there hasn't been a lot of great licensed games coming out recently, but there's actually the past couple of years there's been 2 Game of the Year games that have been licensed game, and that would be The Witcher 3 and Shadows of Mordor.
Yeah,
both.
That is true.
So
that is true. I guess,
and I guess like there's great PS2 IPs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Or like a licensed game, but they're still making them. And they're still becoming great games. I mean, Shadow of Mordor was a great game. I played it until I got bored of it. And then Witcher 3, I can't even pick up the last expansion because I don't want it to end.
Yeah.
I can't.
It's so good.
I think that's an interesting thing Clark's bringing up.
I didn't even think about that. Licensed games are still coming out. They're just different. They're not movie tie-ins anymore.
Well, notice which ones Clark picked because that's a good point. Because like I think our thought of them were different. Because he's thinking of developers that are taking licenses and really trying to build on the world. The Shadows of Mordor did that. Witcher did that.
Yeah.
Force Unleashed did that. I mean, they brought another character, Starkiller or whatever his name was, and like they really tried to make another iteration. I think that's really where licensed games are going.
Yeah.
I don't think we're. Would I love like someone to take Force Awakens and try to make that a game, like change characters with,
like they did in the PS2 era?
Yeah, but I just those aren't translating as well. Another one, X-Men Origins. Remember that?
Yeah,
Remember the game for that?
I was
Here's the
kind of
thing,
thinking
I'm
about
gonna be
X-Men
100%
Origins,
honest.
but
Arguably, I don't know. I'll comfortably say it was the only one. That was actually on my list of my favorite licensed game was X-Men Origins. The game was better than the movie. Like, I know it sounds bad, but the game was awesome.
Yeah.
That was the first game that was like...
The combat was
like,
fun.
you are Wolverine. Literally, you're just hacking people up. You stab somebody, pull them over, you just rip them in half. But, yeah. I don't want to go on a tangent. Any more on yours, Clark?
no, I think that I'm going to cover that up. I think, I think we're kind of missing out like the newer licensed game because, like, The Witcher is off a book, and you have Lord of the Rings, Shadow of Mordor, and then Star Wars, one of the greatest movie franchises ever.
Ever, yeah.
If not the.
My favorite licensed game, as you said, one of them was, of course, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Awesome.
That game was awesome. There were so many cool aspects. I'm talking you ripping off people's heads, clawing off arms and stuff. That was awesome. That obviously came out in the 360 generation. And then, like I said earlier, PS2 was the era of great licensed games. I'm talking about... I remember playing the Incredibles game on the PS2.
Goodness.
The Incredibles game was
Fantastic.
dope. Yeah, that and Revenge of the Underminer.
Indiana Jones was.
The Lego games, those were fantastic.
Awesome.
What are some other ones? X-Men 2, Wolverine's Revenge. That was a fantastic licensed game. I played the mess out of that one.
Maybe not for me personally, but the Harry Potter games were heavily they were critically acclaimed at the beginning. They kind of felt they tapered off later.
I played
on.
Chamber of Secrets.
Yeah, but Chamber of Secrets, that was one of my favorites. Like you really did kind of feel like you were in that world.
Oh yeah. Trying to think, there was one more licensed game that I had in my mind before we started this, but I can't remember what it was. It was a PS2 game. I don't remember what it was. The Muppets, the game. But anyways, if I remember, I'll come back to it. So my other question that goes along with this is, what are some other games or other licensed properties that you would like to see somebody make a game out of?
Can we also add games that should not be?
Yeah, if you want.
Or game that. Well, I just want to add real quick.
Gilmore Girls, the game.
Oh, I'd love that. Rory and
was Sex in the City the game?
Sex and the City, the game.
Yeah, I want to see Rory and her mom go through trials in life.
No, I don't want to see that at all.
Cougar Town.
Cougar Town.
The game. I'm down for
the
that
game.
one. Yeah.
Friends,
I want to
the
see
game.
Ross and
As a minigame, you get to carry a couch up a stairwell.
Joey.
But so I always hear there's a lot of DC games that are rumored that don't need to happen, in my opinion.
Like what?
I don't think a Flash game needs to happen.
You don't think a Flash game will work? Micah would fight you.
Now, the reason why I'm going to say this is because the gameplay would be so weird. So what's traversal?
Be like
speed
Sonic.
of light traversal. That's fun.
guess
Fast
it
travel
would-
all the time. That's literally that's what
I
it
feel
is.
like that could be cool.
It would be, but it's like
Imagine if they did it to where, like, instead of it looking like you were fast, like, obviously when you're moving around it's fast, but a lot of, like, the actual combat It's almost more like they do it in a cool way where it looks like slow motion.
See, that could work. I'm just starting to think in terms of like story. Like, okay, I'm saving like civilians. I guess the villains could be like Zoom and Grodd, but it's like I'm not. Flash has always been a very strange.
That's a
thing.
harder character to adapt.
Yeah.
To, but in terms of games that should be licensed, I would love more animes to be. I think
the Sword Art Online game that came out looks cool.
There's been multiple.
The one I'm thinking of specifically, can't remember what's the name of it is. Exactly. Sorry, I almost had a burp coming up. It looked like an MMO, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
It like played like it where there was like action bars and you had different people in your party, but they were just the computer and you were just playing as the main character Kirito, but that was the game. You looked like it was an MMO, but it wasn't.
Yeah.
So, yeah. What were you saying, dude?
Berserk.
Berserk. They have a Berserk.
Yes. They have a Berserk game?
Yeah. It came out recently.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know what I'm going to.
I heard it was. I heard it wasn't very good.
I would kind of like a Psychopass game.
Yeah.
See, I've never watched Psychopass.
Dude, it's pretty good. You should pick it up. It's a good show.
I think they're making a Psychopass game.
Well,
I
then
may
that's
be
great.
wrong, but I think they are.
But
I'm
yeah,
not sure.
I think
may be wrong with that.
I think like some shows could
TV shows or
TV shows.
Like the first one that came up to my mind when you said it was like a license, like my own licensed game. Why haven't they made a Kill Bill game yet? Of Volume 1 or 2? Or
did they?
Did they make Kill Bill?
I don't know.
I don't think they have.
I don't think
but
they
like,
have it.
Honestly, Kill Bill
like
would be
that,
a great game.
Imagine fighting in like the bar or
wait,
whatever.
Yeah.
Did y'all see that Reservoir Dogs thing?
Uh-uh.
Okay, yeah, I'm not gonna talk about it too much on this cast because I'm not sure how much info, but like I could have sworn I saw like a reveal for like a Reservoir Dogs game the other day. Like, but that
How
would be
was
sick.
it like a Telltale? You're just talking to people in a warehouse because you wanted
Speaking
to
of
use bleeding
Telltale,
out?
I would love maybe if Stranger Things is as
Oh.
fleshed out as
See,
we
that's
think
what
it's
they're
gonna be.
trying to do. Like,
I heard
the
the
Duffy
rumors.
brothers were saying that they wanted to make like an 8-bit.
Yeah,
or
like a
was
point and click adventure.
like
Yeah.
a adventure. Yeah,
That
It's
would
like
be
an 8 or 16-bit point.
8
That
or
would be
16-bit
I would-
game, just to like the put the time in between what happened at the season finale and the season premiere of.
You know how
I think it's
that
gonna-
would fit that game so well. Imagine the '80s music, that point and click.
Yeah.
because that's the time
And it's a
period
little
that those games
16-bit because like back then
were
because they're
prominent.
like. Yeah, it's prominent, and then you have Dungeons and Dragons. There's been tons of Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah,
like,
they could really, they could make
they do
some
something
cool
cool.
off of those.
It's something intriguing. Definitely, I think that what are they called, the McDuffie brothers or
The Duffer Brothers.
Duffer Brothers.
Duffer Brothers.
I think they can do something like that, and I think that they don't they probably do understand that they have such a cult following after just 8 episodes.
Yeah.
Just 8 episodes.
Those little
And-
kids are famous now and will always be famous as the Stranger Things kids.
What he accomplished in 8 episodes is just
Mind blowing.
mind blowing.
I think a good look at Netflix period would be some good licensed material. Definitely not Iron Fist because maybe if we do,
I haven't seen.
I
Iron
haven't
Fist.
picked
I
it
haven't heard
up.
good things yet.
I've read a few reviews.
It's like a bad Fox show, bro. It's terrible. It's so bad.
So you
dude.
said things about TV shows. Were you just going like Netflix? Route?
Not just Netflix, just TV shows in general. I like AMC shows. Like Walking Dead, like it's a prime example. Like I think that
yeah, they
shows
have
that like
That's
what I'm saying.
I feel like
it's an example of
I feel
like
like that's
that.
State of Decay almost.
Yeah, and Telltale, just a Telltale series. I'm just saying like that.
Oh,
just,
I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It just shows that like it's already been done. I just would love to make them expand, make a Vikings Telltale. You know,
yeah.
like.
You're just saying that because I'm watching Vikings right now.
Yeah,
Vikings is a great show,
Well,
by
that,
It is a
well,
great show.
Also, because
Like, Spartacus could have a great one.
You know,
See, they made a Spartacus game that really kind of it was like Spartacus Legends of the Arena. It really kind of sucked. I'm telling you, if somebody really sat down and they wanted to, they could make a sick Gladiator Spartacus game.
Maybe not a Breaking Bad one because it's such a set story, but I think a Better Call Saul one could work.
And like a Telltale vein.
Yes, if they made
I
like
think it
the
could work.
smaller cases and made them kind of goofy and stuff. Like I think there's a lot of stuff. I think actually Telltale is barely scratching the surface of what they can do and stuff. To be honest, I think maybe 2018 we might get a Telltale Stranger Things. I really
That'd be
do.
cool.
I think that'd be great,
That
man.
would be nuts.
I can picture like an 11 in like the cell shaded Telltale thing.
Imagine like having to make choices like if you
Really
want to
quickly.
rebel or do you want to just like calm yourself down and not attack. Yeah, but like that's crazy. Like I think licensed games hopefully make a comeback into more popularity soon because
I have a good ideas for some licensed games, definitely.
Yeah.
In my opinion, obviously, I was playing Batman again.
Yeah.
That's what I do. Arkham Knight. The Batman DLC was on sale, so I picked that all up because it was on my backlist. I've just been busy, and finally, I was like, you know what? I have a weekend, nothing to do, and I feel like playing some Batman. Playing the Mad Hatter DLC, you get shrunk. Words are hard. Shrunk down into the book, and you're looking up, and he's all normal, but you're in the book, and you're fighting dudes, and everything is cell shaded, and that made me realize I really want because Warner Brothers Montreal Without a doubt, they're working on a Batman game. They are making something Batman related.
Yeah.
I'm 99% sure that they're making something. I don't know if this is what it is. Obviously, probably isn't, but I want them to make a Batman Beyond game that is cell shaded, so it would be more in vein and in not in the same vein as the Arkham games, because I think they need to get away with that, because as you saw with Arkham Origins, it didn't pan out well. A lot of people saw it and were kind of like criticized it.
Yeah,
they need to get away from that a little bit and make a cell shaded Batman Beyond game that's akin to the TV show.
Yeah,
and it
for
would
sure.
be dope. I remember after Arkham Knight came out a little bit, on one of the Reddit threads for Arkham Knight, somebody wrote like a Batman Beyond game, and they gave it mission structures, and they labeled like side quests, and they labeled like this would be like the detonation missions in Arkham Knight. We had to fix the bomb, or they have one where it's like a serial killer, and like they really thought out all these angles and all these things. I was like, hire this man, track this dude down, and hire him to write this game. But
Yeah.
I want that. Another really cool one would be going back to Shadow of Mordor, kind of like that. In a vein of that, kind of, because that game's intense. You're hacking off heads, stabbing people through the face, and all that stuff. I really want a Predator game in that vein. Imagine you're the Predator, and you're in the jungle. And
Maybe you play as Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Or I was thinking in terms of a Predator. Imagine with the Predator, you got your hooks and everything, and you can hide and run around.
I remember
and shoot
playing,
people. And you're like ripping people's spines out. You're hunting like commandos in the jungle.
Yeah.
Like you're running around on trees, coming down, just wrecking all these commandos. Imagine how cool that could be.
That would be. And speaking like you're remind me like movies, you know, like they're working on Friday the 13th, which I think is excellent.
It looks cool.
It's a little too late just because it's so done, but and they've done games, but I would love like Telltale, like you go back to Telltale just because, you know, love or hate their style, it works for telling stories in licensed properties.
Oh yeah,
whether it's Batman or Guardians of the Galaxy coming up,
Walking Dead.
Harry Potter do the Harry Potter Telltale.
Yeah.
Imagine being able to like explore other characters.
I want a Harry Potter bully game still.
Yeah, just a Rockstar like game.
Yeah.
But I think this conversation right just here shows that we need more licensed games. We need more developers to really take like a risk, because like we're seeing in Hollywood all the time. Like we're about to have a freaking Rampage movie with Dwayne Rock Johnson. Bring it back for games.
It's really just like you got to take these things that people love and think of it as an original idea. Like that's when you get a licensed game that's great, like a Shadow of Mordor, is when you take an idea, or even like Batman the Arkham games. You take an idea and you take the lore, the mythos, and you create something that works within that really well.
Yeah,
and that's when you get licensed games that are great.